What has the position of women been in Liberia up to now?
I must say, traditionally, Liberian women have been strong. In our whole history, we've had that, but have not had the equality and equal opportunity. Like many other African countries, the girls get married off too young. Most times they have to help their mothers in the farms, their mothers who are not schooled. And so they've not been able to reach their potential. We've had quite dominant, eminent women that have held high positions in our society, but the majority of those, particularly from the rural areas, have been neglected in terms of schooling.
Why?
It's because when there's not enough of income in the family, the boys are seen as the ones that are going to take care of the family. And so the boys get the opportunity to go to school while the girls, stay with their mothers, and eventually they become young brides much, much too early.
Right.
So, but that's changing.
Do you think you can change attitudes?
Tough one in the Liberian context because our value system has been so long-standing and have been transmuted over the years with the introduction of violence and lawlessness and dishonesty. But we will make a difference. We will make a difference, I think, in the young people so that they will come with a different culture, value, and that they will lead truly the leadership that we want to see. Maybe a decade from now, that would be quite different because the values would have been changed. That's why I'd like to concentrate on the young children.
And when you talk about the young children, is it just the young girls?
No, here we're talking about our youth generally. I mean, that should be our target population for changing their attitudes and their values and preparing them for leadership that's going to be much better than the leadership of today.
One of the women from another Western African country referred to you as the president of us all.
I think women all over Africa, like I told you, I represent their expectations, their ambitions, their challenges. I'm that which symbolizes all that many of them have fought for so many years. And so when they say, you're our president, it's because you're there. You've got to do it for us. You represent us. It's a responsibility. It's humbling. I have to say that. But it's also exciting.
If I were a 45-year-old man living in Liberia, would I be justified in saying, she's not my president, she's only the president of the women?
No, you would not be justified because I think those 45-year-old people, even though they're difficult to change, but I think deep in their hearts they want to change country. They want to make sure that their children, their sons and their daughters live in a different environment, and can be the leaders that we all aspire to be, even though our conditioning over the years may have prevented us from being it. But I think deep inside they too are good people. They want to see their country move in the right direction.
I know you're not going to answer this question, but I'll ask it anyway. Will you run for a second term?
You're right, I won't answer that question. I don't want to be distracted. I keep telling people I want to spend 2009 pushing my development agenda, getting my results. Next year, we'll deal with the politics.
This is a country that still has very high regard for President Bush.
Yes, we do. President Bush took a very bold stance in the time of our most difficult period, that led to the departure of former President Taylor,
right,
and that provided the opportunity for us to start the processes of peace and rebuilding where we are today. And so he's remembered for that with fondness, and we'll continue, to remember him in that light. But that takes away from the fact that we still enjoy bipartisan support, and we've had great support from the U.S. Congress on a bipartisan level, even throughout the Bush administration. And we're hoping on the basis of that, we will build the same or better relationship with the Obama administration.
Have you had any conversations with President Obama?
No, I have not yet. We were waiting for an opportunity when he was doing the telephone rounds, and we were on the list to be called. And then I think it was back to Pakistan, and something diverted, and And all the calls were then suspended after he made the first 5 calls. So we're still waiting for that opportunity.
Is this a safe country now?
Yes, it is. We have armed robberies. We have, preying on young girls. We have the type of crime that is found in many countries today. And that's because we have too many young people unemployed who have nothing to do. Many of them coming from a culture of violence and extortion. And until we can open up our minds and our agriculture and provide those jobs for them, we'll have this problem. We're in the process of trying to do that. It takes time to get the investment, and the recent global financial crisis is not helping us in any way. But we're getting some of it, and we'll create those jobs within the next year or 2. At that time, then we think the crime that we face with today through robberies and theft and thing that will slowly diminish.
What is your message to the American people?
I would like for the American population to know that we are in a process of change. Our objective is to make Liberia prosperous through the proper use of its own resources, to reduce our dependency on aid, to become self-sufficient based upon our own capacity and our own natural resources. And the message to them is, please stay with us as a partner, just for the next few years. Watch the progress, watch the changes, hold us accountable, and make sure that we stay the course, which we intend to do, because this success, which we hope will come, when Liberia is known as a model post-conflict success story, the U.S. will be able to take a lot of credit for it because they've been there with us. They've been our number one partner, and they've been motivated and helping us. And we want to say thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President.